Milwaukee Bucks basketball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Your win is waiting. Saturday night from Five-Star Forum, and the Central Division foes are in town. And the best in the East, the Detroit Pistons, for the first of 4 meetings in the regular season. Hey, it is a battle of streaks here tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks have gotten the Pistons 13 straight times. It's the longest active win streak against any opponent here for the Bucks right now. The Pistons are on a streak of their own. An 11-game win streak coming into tonight, the longest active in the NBA season. So something's got to give here tonight. Welcome to Bucks basketball, everyone, with the 15-year NBA veteran, Wesley Matthews. I'm Lisa Byington. Melanie Ricks is with us on the sideline. Well, Wesley, we know it's another game here without Giannis, and I love what Doc Rivers said. When Giannis got injured, it's an opportunity for others to step up. Ryan Rollins certainly has done that. In 3 full games without Giannis, his numbers are off the charts, and really you could argue in games without Giannis, this is starting to become Ryan Rollins' team. And
that's good because you want to have an identity. Obviously, you never want your best player out of the game, but you want the rest of your team to feel comfortable. And for Ryan Rollins to step up and say, hey, look, I'll be that guy right now. And he does it without forcing the issue. He's assisting. He's scoring at high levels. He's getting in the paint. He's scoring outside of the paint. He's scoring at multitude of inside, outside, finding his teammates. He's not pressing. He's taking the shots when they're there, and he's delivering on time and on target.
And he almost delivered the all-time game winner on Thursday. I think Ryan's going to get one of those. I got faith in Ryan.
I mean, there's no doubt he'll have an opportunity.
Here coming up. The Bucks are going to try to get the Pistons, and as we said, they're the hottest team in the NBA here right now. Cade Cunningham had a career-high year last year, and his numbers are even better this season.
I mean, that's the responsibility of greatness, right? Is you're never satisfied. You always got to continue to press the issue, push the envelope. And he's one of those workers. He continues to work on his body. He works on his game. He works on his craft. Another guy that can score at every single level there is in basketball. You know, he's got the size to create mismatches and his playmaking ability. We see his scoring, but his playmaking ability is really where he's at his
yeah,
top.
Don't sleep on those 10 assists per game in the last 6 games. All right, so how do the Bucks take care of Cade and the Pistons? Melanie Ricks dives into the locker room to get the keys to this matchup. Coming up next.
By Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. And by StubHub, the world's leading marketplace to buy and sell tickets to any event. Miles Turner with the antlers up, coming off his first double-double of the season. 14 points, 10 rebounds against the 76ers. And tonight they're taking on the top team in the East, the Detroit Pistons. So why don't we go ahead and get into our Megabucks leaderboard. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's got the points, rebounds, and the assists. And our guy Miles, he's got all the blocks. Hi everyone, I'm Melanie Ricks, and for the Bucks right now, it's about finding ways to win without the big guy, Giannis Antetokounmpo, as we know, not in the lineup due to a right groin strain. And the Bucks coming off a tough loss against Philly here at home on Thursday. When Miles was addressing the media afterwards, he said, we got to clean up the little things. It's the little intricacies. It's the communication on the court. And then I asked him, how do you get ready? How do you stop a red-hot Detroit Pistons team?
I think with them, you know, obviously head of the snake, you know, Cade, you know, slowing him down and whatnot. You know, the bigs are playing pretty well right now as well, you know, controlling the paint. I think protecting the paint's gonna be huge for us and whatnot. I think it's something that we haven't done particularly well over the past, you know, few games. But, you know, a team like Detroit likes to live in the paint, so we got to continue to lock that down, just force them to do, you know, things that make them more comfortable. And, you know, for us, it's just get down and running, and execution will be a big part of that as well.
The Bucks have won 13 straight versus Detroit, and the Pistons have won 11 in a row. Winning streaks on the line here in Milwaukee tonight. We've got lineups and tip-off with Lisa and Wes coming your way next.
At Five-Star Forum from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Lisa Byington, Wesley Matthews, and Melanie Ricks with you for the first of 4 meetings of the regular season between the Pistons and the Bucks. A few of them coming up in December as well. The Megabucks starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons. They are 4-2 with this lineup. It is their most frequently used lineup. We've talked about Cade Cunningham and the numbers that he's averaging, career high numbers. Duncan Robinson, the shooter. Jalen Duren, speaking of career high, his numbers are off the charts here this year. Asar Thompson, we heard in the pregame, you know, Tom Crean talking about one of the more athletic guards in the league. All right, The Mega Bucks starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. With no Giannis, it'll be Ryan Rollins, Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner, AJ Green. And interesting, with Bobby Portis back into the starting lineup, it's the same starting lineup, Wesley, that they used on Thursday. They didn't get out to a great start in that first quarter.
No, but a little bit of different team. You know, you can do something that's the same and you think you're going to worry about the same kind of result, but everybody is different. The team is different. And with Bobby, rebounding is going to be key to win this game against Detroit. So Bobby definitely brings that edge and intensity.
Giannis sitting on the bench here tonight, missing his second straight game. A left adductor strain, and projected to be out 1 to 2 weeks with that injury. This is the third game this season that he has missed, or the fourth game that he has missed in the second straight. Bobby Portis says, start me.
Just talking about
every night.
Why he's in that lineup right there. His ability to stretch the floor, his confidence. If you watch Bobby, he's going to play confident. There's always going to be a belief, and that's what you need every night.
I thought it was because you were dapping him up in the pregame.
They probably saw that too. They probably saw that
magic. Taylor Duren, I've talked about his numbers. Wesley averaging almost 21 points this year and almost 12 rebounds per game.
I mean, he's an incredible talent. I remember my first time playing against him, and they told me he was the youngest player in the league at the time, and I tried to block him out, and he didn't move. I could not believe it.
It's one of those guys you want to have first off the bus, right?
Exactly.
Cade Cunningham has the size advantage when AJ Green is on him, finds that shooter, Duncan Robinson.
And that's just one of the things that Cade does, where he can create double teams and mismatches, and he's always looking to play make. I mean, that's been his best strong suit. That's why he was the #1 pick.
Duncan Robinson involved in the trade in July with Miami. Now he's back to closer to Ann Arbor, where he played his college basketball at the University of Michigan.
And there's some comfort with that. I do know coming back home for me, obviously Wisconsin's home, but being Marquette and coming back to Milwaukee and play for that that alma mater type situation was tremendous.
Now hanging, hooping. There's a 2 for Tobias Harris. Now, he's been out the last 9 games with a right ankle sprain. He's missed almost 3 weeks. The last time he's played is November 1st, but he got the back cut here on the Bucks D.
And other than that Duncan Harris 3, you know, Detroit has been staying true to who they are, which is points in the paint. So if you're Milwaukee, you got to have a concerted effort of continuing to pack that paint and close out to shooters. Obviously, Duncan Robinson is one of those elite shooters, but you have to make sure that you protect that basket first.
The Pistons still the 12th youngest here on the team. The last few years, they have been one of the youngest, but a guy like Tobias Harris, they brought in, certainly brings in that veteran leadership and adds a little bit of much-needed age here to this roster.
They have one of those rare blends of youth and experience to go along with the talent of Cade Cunningham.
Miles Turner trying to set the screen. Ryan Rollins can't even get a shot off. It won't count. It's a shot clock violation. And a turnover here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, J.B. Bickerstaff in his second full season with the Pistons. Tonight's Potawatomi Casino Hotel advanced stat. These are the strengths here of the Pistons this year.
Yeah, I mean, great strengths to have when it comes to, you know, winning basketball games. So if you're Milwaukee, your offense is going to be your defense is also going to be part of your offense, taking good shots and making sure that.
That's a strength.
That's a strength of theirs, but a concerted effort to take the paint away has to be the #1 key for Milwaukee if you're going to come out with a win this game.
We showed you the points in the paint advantage, tops in the league. I mean, almost 60 points in the paint. That's just eye-popping for me to look at that number. Miles Turner sitting in the corner. The pump fake, releases, not there. And Duren all the way. Nobody stopped him, but he can't get the lay-in. And here comes Bobby Portis. Kyle Kuzma back the other way. Now, Kyle Kuzma wasn't feeling great. Didn't go to shoot around here this morning. Was out with an illness, but back and starting here tonight.
And you appreciate that. It's hard enough to play the NBA at 100%, let alone not full strength. But you can see he still has that concerted effort like he did against Philadelphia of getting to the paint.
AJ Green fires and hits.
I talked to AJ before the game. I said, hey, man, we got to be you. That looks like him right there.
He had 3 straight double-figure scoring games that stretched Charlotte, Los Angeles, and Cleveland. At 9 points on Thursday against the Sixers. Here's Duren. This is a good matchup. Duren and Turner. Duren loses it, but somehow comes up with it on his keister. And somehow the Pistons find a bucket out of that.
And that's how they play. They just they play a numbers game. They're going to get more opportunities, more shots, relentless pressure. It was a good stand at start.
Well, pick in the pocket, Asar Thompson. And Doc Rivers calling the timeout. A 13-6 advantage.
And leading points in the paint, we talked about Cade Cunningham being an all-star MVP type player. That, if you're Milwaukee, can't happen. You have to rotate over and have to close that gap.
Well, an early timeout doesn't like this start. We go inside the play, brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. They're applying some pressure to these point guards.
And here's the situation as a veteran right now. You see you got a young guard. You see you got a great one-on-one defender. Miles Turner can come right here and set a little rub screen right here and free up Ryan to initiate offense. Instead, he just runs right by him, and that allows the defender to just be as comfortable as he can. And he's one of the best in this league as on-ball pressuring. And here we are. He gets a pick, gets a steal, coast to coast.
And just like that, we see Kyle Kuzma now bringing it up.
And they're right at it. I mean, that's the point. That's what they're trying to do is when you're down bodies, down point guards, down lead guards, we're going to heat you up. And as Milwaukee, you have to be able to counter that with early releases.
Here's Ryan Rollins, fearless, takes the shot, can't make it. Yeah, no Kevin Porter Jr. out again. Again, no Taurean Prince. We've already talked about Giannis being out here for the Bucks. And during the commercial break, Giannis on the bench, having some words here with Ryan Rollins. Love to see that.
I wonder if he's telling them that if you see that pressure, go by it. Sometimes you get caught, you see a guy in front of you, and you want to dance, you want to play with the ball. I used to, as a defender myself, I used to love that. I wanted you to dribble as many times as possible because that gives me more and more opportunity to make a play on it. Get the ball in your strong hand and get going.
Rollins back to Bobby Portis, has one of those, now he's got two of those.
Another reason why you like getting Bobby activated early. We always wanted to get Bobby a touch early because he can make the game so much easier. He's fearless on the offensive end.
Give it to him early, and then he starts cooking early.
Exactly.
He's 2 for 2 from 3. Speaking of cooking, Cade Cunningham hits his first three-point make.
And you almost want him shooting that shot. You know, his numbers are a little bit down on the year from the three-point, but he's a big shot maker, big-time playmaker.
Yeah, only 28% from 3 here this year. Off the glass. Bobby's night here so far.
Let Bobby cook. Let Bobby cook.
Lead's been cut to 4. Duran lowers his head all the way to the hoop. There's that high ball screen that you were calling for.
And look what it turns into. At least he gets a downhill opportunity to get into the paint. You're taking people off of your point guard and letting him breathe.
Well, you know how it is. I mean, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. The building momentum moment presented by Michaels Corporation.
And Bobby was feeling it before that first one even went in. Get your feet set. You see one go in. Hey, you might as well make a few more.
And they close the door on Kyle Kuzma, looking for his first points. A.J. Green finding Kuz inside the lane. Nice move.
That is very, very good, patient basketball right there. There was a couple shots, opportunities that they probably could have forced up. It's the NBA. You probably could have lived with it. But good to great is always going to pan out better.
Kuz working his way around the defender for his first points. You see his season numbers there on your screen. Back to the hot hand. Bobby Portis hasn't missed yet. A perfect 3 for 3. Now gets that double team knocked away. Finds Kuz's hands. And he draws a foul.
And I like what Bobby was doing right there. I mean, sometimes the best way to take out the best player is to get him on the bench. You know, Bobby has the matchup with size-wise and his post ability. But Detroit, you have to understand, they are going to swarm that paint. That is how they play.
The first personal on Isaiah Stewart. With Kuz at the free throw line. First free throw attempts here for the Bucks tonight. Time for a quick word from Michaels Corporation. It's the season debut of that guy, Jaden Ivey. Has worked his way back, had surgery on his right knee at the end of October. He had a broken left leg last January that kept him out, and then literally adding injury to injury in the preseason.
It's good to see him back. I mean, I've dealt with injuries. I know how that can be, you know, tough on your mental, your physical, but it's always good to see somebody get back after.
So it's his season debut, and Tobias Harris is back after missing the last 9 games. So they're getting healthier. Isaiah Stewart gets his first bucket. That's part of the amazing story of this Detroit Pistons team. And there's been some significant guys, big-name guys who have missed all kinds of games, yet they're still winning. Tops in the East.
And that's a culture and belief, and that's a great pass.
The highest win streak. A.J. Green, though.
That is a great pass. And that's good to see A.J. get the ball in the basket.
Now turn. Get out of his way. That's up close and personal, what you were talking about.
Yeah, right.
Hey, that was 19. He's now a big 22-year-old. Kuz cutting down in the lane. Gets blocked.
Duran's ability to bring the ball up and initiate offense, similar to how Bam does in Miami, is only is continuing to blossom this offense for Detroit and making it tough for teams, Milwaukee, at this point to guard.
Okay, Cunningham. Again, a couple of steals here. That's been a problem here for the Bucks. The Pistons will do that. They'll generate some turnovers, and now points off turnovers. 7 of them here so far tonight for Detroit.
And as kind of lopsided as it feels right now, it's a 2-possession game. We saw this the other night against Philly. The NBA is a long game. Just continue to get poised. They're playing with a lot of energy right now.
Not there for Miles Turner. The Pistons will get almost 23 points off turnovers. That's second best to OKC. Duran misses the shot. Ryan Rollins getting all kinds of attention, hasn't scored yet. Ivey the look off. Duran gets fouled on the rim run.
And right now, Detroit's just playing with more moxie, more aggression, more physicality. There's opportunities there. Milwaukee's had some good looks. Detroit's aggression on the ball and ball screens, I believe that when they haven't turned it over, they've made the right pass where the ball is supposed to go. And you got to have a quick read. It's 0.5 reads. It's shoot, pass, or drive.
.5 reads explain that too. It's just making a decision really fast.
Exactly. I mean, you do so much work. You play this game so often. You know, when I get the ball, I either have a pass, I have a shot, or I'm driving it opposite, preferably from where the ball came. And against a team like Detroit that likes to funnel everything to the paint, swarm you, and then fly out to shooters, that gives you an opportunity. Shot fake, what we saw A.J. Green do, and either get to the basket or sidestep for a 3.
He's got some subs coming in. There's one of the subs, Andre Jackson Jr., Ajax. Getting some early run here in this first quarter. Only played 6 games so far this year. And they find Jericho Sims.
And that's what happened. That's a .5 read right there. A.J. Green comes off, 2 people on him, gets it to Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony, there's no thought. There's a man open because when you rotate as much, there's gonna be gaps for you to find the passes.
Well, he passes the .5 test.
That's a .5 read. Draw 2. Don't take too much time. You see where the open man is. Read the rotations. Find Jericho Sims for a dunk.
Season here at Fiserv Forum. Fans being treated to some fun, jumping deer. And listen, we know who can jump. Ryan Rollins. Right now, the Pistons are leading by 4, but Ryan Rollins, a new career high, 14 assists on Thursday. He spoke after the game about passing more with no Giannis on the floor.
It's just natural. I mean, the ball is more in my hands, so I'm going to take the responsibility, go out there and make the play. I know my capabilities, so I can get downhill a lot of times. So getting downhill, if nobody's on me, I'm going to keep getting to the rim, finish, make the right plays, and just kick outs. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a little bit more responsibility since Giannis out, but I can do it. It's cool.
As we know, Ryan Rollins, he's a very self-reflective guy. He spoke at length after Thursday's game about learning a lot from game situations that he's never been in before. He said before that reps is the best teacher, and on Thursday he said experience is also the best teacher. Being in these new situations, figuring out how to slow down in the moment and leaning into different throwing points. Miles Turner said on Thursday, Ryan Rollins is making an early case for most improved player, at least no bias, but I think I agree a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think we all would, and I would think that a lot of people in the league would agree with that. I mean, last year to this year, he has doubled, if not tripled, a lot of his numbers in several different categories. An offensive foul call that the Bucks drew. And Wesley, about Ryan, I loved his transparency. You know, winning the game Thursday was on his shoulders. Didn't make the play, didn't make the shot, and he said, like, look, this was in the NBA world. This was the first time I had that opportunity. I'm going to learn from him. It didn't go my way. Doc Rivers kind of took the blame, and he said, we screwed it up for them.
And that's refreshing to have such a young guy have so much self-awareness about his abilities, his opportunities, his moments, and to not be discouraged by that. And then that's big as for your coach just come to you and say, hey, look, no, we didn't put you in the right spot, and you actually did more than what you could have.
You know, don't forget the Sixers used their foul to give, and so they broke up the initial play out of the timeout, and Doc Rivers was kind of like shouldering the responsibility. He said, you know, and then when we had to run a second play, we just didn't pick the right one for Ryan.
And that's new because, I mean, normally Giannis has that situation, you know, and everybody else is space, and you know what you're going to do. You're either going to be ready to shoot it or you're going to go crash.
Here's Bobby Portis, always ready to shoot it. How about the start for BP? A cool 4 for 4 from the field.
It's exactly what Milwaukee needed, what he needed. This is his type of game. And I was wondering when Milwaukee was going to go to this zone. And there's plenty of times to do it when you feel that there's not as much shooting on the other side, or when the main facilitator is out of the game, and that is the case right now for Detroit.
Yeah, as good as the Pistons were last year, different personnel, and three-point shooting is not a strength this year. We showed you that they really attack the paint. You know, in terms of three-point makes and attempts, they're about almost last in the league. Need more roles like that. Need more Bobby Portis here tonight, apparently.
He wants that ball. He wants the ball. I mean, Bobby is going to take advantage. He's going to exercise his option to score.
Bobby's a perfect now 5 for 5. The Bucks on a 7-0 run. Head fake, Karis LeVert, who's got some limited time. And lately, here's Cole Anthony, controls.
And right now, Milwaukee's doing exactly what they're supposed to do in that zone. They are rebounding out of it.
And Jaden Ivey with his first points of the season.
A little bit of a miscue. I see what Cole Anthony was trying to get the hot hand to Bobby. Maybe a tougher passer than needed to be. But when they've taken care of the ball and they've gotten shots up, they've been able to set their zone up, set their defense up.
You know what I like is Bobby Portis hasn't gone out of this quarter. The coaching staff recognizing that he's got the hot hand. Look at the hustle. Ajax nearly getting it.
And that's coaching. That's what you have to do. When your star's out, and it's your responsibility to find ways to win. And that's everybody that has to step up. And if Bobby's got the hot hand, they're going to let him go.
Well, Doc Rivers and this coaching staff going a little bit deeper in their bench here early in this game. As Jaden Ivey here will take a seat. He's out for, return to competition reconditioning. Spent some time, as well as Tobias Harris did, with the Motor City Cruise, the G League team. And when that happens, you're just the next step away from seeing some NBA action, which we're seeing here tonight. Not a shooting foul, but Ajax commits his first.
Simmons. You don't really see that too much outside of fourth quarter situations or end of half situations, but I mean, very smart IQ play from Ajax. I'm sure he got that call from coach.
From the out of bounds, Duncan Robinson fires, hits at the buzzer. They're going to count it. I'll take a look at it just to be sure, but Duncan Robinson right now giving the Pistons a 30-26 edge. snowflakes, right? They're now at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. You can check out Countdown Live with Stan Barrett at 4:30 as he preps you for all the night's action. It's on, well, it's all the sports you need all in one place. Weekdays on FanDuel Sports Network. Wesley Matthews, Lisa Byington, and Melanie Ricks with you. Bobby Portis played exactly 11 minutes and 53 seconds in that first quarter. So he got about a 7-second rest. He'll start the second quarter here on the bench.
And he needed every minute and second of that too.
Yeah, he did. He did. 14 points to lead the Bucks and actually lead all scorers. He only won in double figures here so far. You look at the paint points. No surprise for the Pistons. They're going to attack you. What is it like to kind of feel that pressure all the time? The attacking mentality of the Detroit Pistons.
It's fatiguing, but at the same time, you have to look for opportunities. They're so paint dominant. When they miss and you get stopped, that's your opportunity to run. You're going to have a natural advantage on them, and that's when you have to make them pay, because it takes energy to attack as well.
Well, the Bucks force the third turnover for the Pistons. And Duncan Robinson, they are long and lengthy here defensively. One of the areas and reasons for their success. We got an offensive foul call. Tyler Ford is our crew chief in his 11th season. Natalie Sago in her 8th season as our referee. And Tyler Ricks in his 2nd season as the umpire. Here's the charge.
And you like to see that Cole Anthony, his 2nd turnover, one that he would wish that he can have back, but instead of giving up on the play, he goes and makes impact plays on the defensive side, stands in, takes a charge, gets the ball back for his team.
Yeah, got great position outside the restricted area, like textbook. Jericho Sims finding Ajax midair. 5 here to shoot for Miles Turner. Ajax, lob play to Jericho Sims. That's a first this year. The Ajax to Jericho lob play.
We'll take that. It was like a double roller, and that's what you have to do. You have to find what, there he goes. Find ways to score, find ways to impact the game.
Creating some things, look out. Bodies flying into the first couple of rows there on the baseline. That was just momentum taking both those guys in that direction. Javonte Green and Ajax getting tangled up a little bit with the fans out there. And no harm, no foul.
I mean, that's just good basketball right there, if you ask me. No physicality, never hurt anybody. Maybe a few, but.
That's Steve Novak. I think they were, you know, Steve, I don't know if he was in legal guarding position. He kind of turned his shoulder. Did you see that?
Oh, he for sure got out of the way.
Did you catch that?
I have never seen Novak take a charge. He for sure dodged that one.
He'll be the first to tell you that, too. Give him all the corner threes you want, but taking the charge?
No. That's what he looked at myself and Jarrell McNeil and Dominique James and Marquette. Like, hey, y'all go guard. I'm just going to shoot.
Well, Ajax at the free throw line. All right, definitely
Look
a
at
blocking
him.
foul.
Look, oh, no, Steve.
He protected the phone and the popcorn more than anything else.
Nah, Novi, I'm going to shoot you a text. That's unacceptable.
Pretty decent seats, though, that he's got there.
Right?
And we got an official's timeout, which means that athletic trainer Scott Faust has got to go to work.
Scotty, one of the hardest workers in that building right there.
I always feel like this is one of the more pressure-packed moments for an athletic trainer. Is when the game stops.
Yep. Everybody's
got to help
at you.
someone either with the contact or.
Come on. Game's got to go on
somewhere.
You got to do it quick, because then they make you come out the game and all that.
That's right. That's right. It's where you earn your bucks.
Right. It's like the NASCAR pit crew.
It is, except with tape and a Band-Aid. First free throws for Ajax in the season. The lead is 1 here for the Pistons.
Pretty unique ripple to their defense. The ability for Ajax to pick up full court and quickly drop back to make it show like man, but still be zone on the back line.
Yeah, without Giannis, I think we'll see a lot more zone here for the Bucks. That's a good push shot, a good attacking play there for Cole Anthony.
And I think he needed that. I think he was trying to set up too much, pass a little bit too much. Sometimes to get yourself going, you just got to get in that paint and see the ball go in.
Someone forgot about Isaiah Stewart. Right behind that back line. Snuck in there. Cole Anthony again goes back to back.
See one fall, basket gets a little bit bigger. The misconception of zone is that it's lazy. It's actually, sometimes it can be more work than man-to-man because of the communication that you have, the rebounding responsibilities. As we see Danish Jenkins just get a wide open three from a broke down communication of where you're supposed to be, because you don't practice it all too often.
He's a great story for the Pistons. He's started 4 times here so far this year. Has started to fill in the void of Jaden Ivey being injured. You know, at that guard spot, he's a guy who's gone from junior college. He's still a two-way player here for the Pistons, and that was a heat check there for Cole Anthony.
I understand that. I understand the heat check, but you know, we got to shout out Danish. Like guys that go get it out the mud. You know, I definitely have a lot of respect for that. Undrafted players that just have that belief and you know that opportunity, and it's good to see him. You know, having that moment right now. Well, we don't really want him right now against Milwaukee, but in his career.
Yeah, Javonte Green hunting for it. More paint points here for the Pistons. As Jenkins providing the pressure against Cole Anthony.
There's just not enough resistance at the point of attack for Milwaukee on the defensive side of the ball. Like if you're in a zone and you're forcing it a direction, cool, but you still have a responsibility as the initial ball stopper to veer them. Do not let them just continue to go on the path that they want to go on. They're not letting you do that.
AJ Green, or Javonte Green, excuse me, has picked up his second personal. Miles Turner gets it knocked away. Those Pistons are always moving their hands. And Green with the leak out. Timeout Milwaukee. Doc Rivers has had to use a couple of momentum stopping timeouts here tonight. Pistons are always working here defensively. Of those 39 have come in the paint. They're the numbers that matter. Brought to you by Habish, and Rotier. Now we're about a third of the way to their average with those 24 points in the paint already.
And they're doing it in a variety of different ways. When you're playing against a team that loves to score in the paint, the number one thing that you have to do is you have to take care of the ball. You can't give them opportunities to run and transition on you and score. And then other than on the half court, you have to make a concerted effort to know that that's what they want to do. They want to attack you. They want to post. They want to drive you. Your weak side has to be there, and your disposition on the ball. You have to play as if no one's there to help you out.
24 points in the paint tonight. They average 60 per game. Melanie Ricks, what'd you pick up in the latest huddle?
Well, Bucks assistant coach Darvin Ham telling us, guys, we need to use more force. We have to be the ones to hit first. And Doc Rivers, of course, reminding his guys, take care of the ball.
Well, a 5-second call is definitely not something that you want to see when you're talking about punching first out of that timeout. So the Pistons with an opportunity, fresh shot clock, and taking it out underneath the Bucks basket. With the advantage, Duncan Robinson pocket pass. Ron Howland loses it, knocks away. Still be Pistons basketball. 16 seconds to work with.
A better defensive possession right there from Milwaukee in the half court. What I would really love to see is do your work early, knowing that they're going to bring that basketball to you. For the most part, other than Duncan Robinson, everybody is coming to that paint. So if you start there, you don't have to run and take yourself out of position.
Stepping it back from the mid-range. I'm saying Danish Jenkins is trying to earn himself a standard contract with his play here early this year.
I mean, he's playing with a whole lot of confidence. His coach has confidence in him. His teammates have confidence in him. And most importantly, he has it in himself.
Ryan Rollins is a great story for us. We know that. Two-way to a standard, so is AJ Green. So many great stories like that. AJ, very little real estate to use and just misses it short.
And with the way Detroit's playing defense, that first read has to be there. That ball has to be on time, on target, and you have to be willing and ready to shoot. I felt that Rollins had an opportunity for a pull-up or a floater, and instead holds on to it a little bit longer and makes it a tougher shot for AJ in that corner.
Well, the Pistons on a 12-0 run, and for a team that's shooting 34% from 3 on the season, they're so far shooting 50%, 6 of 12 from 3. Not to mention the 24 points in the paint. AJ Green spins away from trouble. High arcing shot not there. Jenkins driving. And another timeout from Doc Rivers. This time trying to stop the Pistons, who have generated the largest lead of the game at +13.
I mean, they're playing in transition, getting to that paint. There's that guy we were talking about, earning him a standard contract. I mean, he's playing great basketball right now.
.com/deal season. Don't miss a deal season offer. It is the largest deficit that the Bucks are facing here against the Pistons, who are coming into tonight on an 11-game win streak. Only a couple of losses this season to the Bulls. That was the season opener, and the Cavs. You see the numbers during this stretch. It's a stretch that started October 29th, and they are actually 2 wins from the franchise record of 13 straight.
I mean, it's an impressive run that they're putting on, and the way that they're doing it, picking up full court, making you uncomfortable. You know, margin of victory was at 11, and that's tough to do in this league.
Meanwhile, out of this timeout, AJ Green ends a 14-0 Pistons run out of that timeout.
And that was very decisive offense. There was no wasted movements. Everybody knew where they had to be. The execution was there. When they get in the half court, they can do that.
It's about a 2-minute stretch in that 14-0 run. The Bucks were 0 for 3 shooting before that bucket. Even had a couple of turnovers during that stretch. Cade Cunningham catch and shoot. Can't hit. I mentioned that the one weakness here this year has been his 3-point shooting. Shooting below 30% for the season. Miles Turner has been scoreless. Ryan Rollins is scoreless here in this first half here for the Bucks. And they turn it over for turnover number 8.
That's a tough pass. You see the high-low. Go from over the top. That's not much of an angle. You got a challenge?
Yeah, it looks like it. Doc Rivers pretty emphatic about it. He's going to challenge
Milwaukee has taken a timeout to challenge the out-of-bounds ruling awarded to Detroit.
That's your crew chief, Tyler Ford. And our first challenge of the night. It is our Sprite Coaches Challenge. Wesley, it's about time that the Bucks start winning these challenges. Their percentages and win-losses have not been good, but I think they might be. I think that there's a good chance they could win this. Look at Green. So that's Bobby with the tip. Green looks like, does he tip it last?
Now, can they look and see if there was a foul?
They can.
The contact on Bobby by Green, can they call that a foul prior? Because that, to me, is what made Bobby lose that ball, is his left arm feared to get hit.
That is
that's what I would be arguing.
One slight variation to the rule here this year. However,
I think I would be more hoping for that arm pull down on Green.
Yeah. Might be a little bit of slow communication with the replay center. Gotta wake him up in Secaucus there. You got a direct line, Wesley?
No, I do not.
I thought you had a direct line to everyone.
Not Secaucus. Right now, even if it isn't Milwaukee's ball, you're down 10. We know the NBA. That's plenty of time.
All right, here's Tyler Ford.
After review, Green makes illegal contact to the left arm of Portis that is proximate to the out of bounds. Therefore, it'll be a defensive foul on Green, and the challenge will be successful. Milwaukee will retain their timeout, and they have the ability for a second challenge later in the game. Milwaukee will inbound on the ball at the free throw line extended.
Wow, so wait, game 2 of the regular season, Wesley, you nailed it.
That just proves to all these refs that when I argued with you that I didn't foul and I got fouled, I was right.
You were never wrong.
At
right?
all.
Never
Clearly.
wrong in those kind of situations.
Clearly. And if I was, Secaucus was wrong.
I'm going to give you a perfect score here so far this season. A perfect 1-for-1.
Appreciate that. I'm not assessing any more of those.
That boosts up the Bucks score, too, in terms of challenges. They need it because they're well below the league average here right now. I won't give you those numbers because it's not too favorable for the Bucks here right now. But they trail by 10. Ryan Rollins, his first points. He had to work for him.
And I love the decisiveness of it. It wasn't hesitating. It wasn't probing, looking for another player. It was, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to make contact, and I'm going to finish at the rim.
Duncan Robinson gives it up. Here's Harris, 6 to shoot, 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Harris right at the 15-foot line and drills it.
That's good defense. That's good defense, better offense. I like the communication, the switching, the pickup points, making it a little bit more difficult for Detroit to operate.
They had projected him back about the 24th, November 24th, so he's even a couple of days ahead of schedule to come back to play tonight after missing 9 games with a right ankle sprain. There's a soft touch from Cunningham. That is part of his strength, right? Is his strength. He's such a big guard to try to take down.
He is definitely a big guard, and he knows how to play like a big guard. A lot of guys have that size and strength, but they're not really sure how to use it. He definitely has it figured out. And speaking of figure it out, this guy has that mid-range left bump right step back down. If he can do that on top, he can do that against anybody.
And now Ryan Rollins is on the board. He's coming off that 32-point, which tied a career high game on Thursday. And has only gotten his first few points here with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. AJ Green to Kuz, sees an opening high off the glass for 2.
0.5 reads. 0.5 reads. I'm not holding it. I'm not overthinking it.
Ryan
Now you
Rollins,
turn up
loose
your
ball
energy
foul.
a little bit. You see the ball go in. The crowd gets into it. Now you start making plays.
Kate Cunningham got him. Ryan Rollins got him first. Picked his pocket. Now turnabout is fair play. Pistons have done that to the Bucks.
And you got to stay in the game. Hey, they've been heating you up. Get a little get back. Get a little get back. They've been pressuring you in the full court. You have that opportunity. Smart gamble. You don't want to do it all the time, but intelligent gambles.
And that's one guy who could definitely do it.
There it is.
At the point of attack. All right, so a couple of substitutions. Paul Reed will check out. Jalen Duren has checked back in. The Bucks trail by 8. Ryan Rollins right behind the three-point line. Rollins against Cade Cunningham. Oh, Miles Turner swats it away. Here comes Kuz. A one-person Kuz break.
I'm sure at halftime they're going to clip that play up. Offense to defense right there. You're guarding the best player. You're sitting home. You're staying in front of the man, forcing a tough shot, weak side shot block, defense turning to offense. And as I'm talking, I'm sure they're going to clip that too, where the nail was not plugged. Well, here you got Rollins staying in front, Miles doing what he's supposed to do, and Kuz just putting pressure on the rim like we saw him do against Philly, head down, getting to that basket.
Now, Kuz might be a little hurt after that sequence. Cade Cunningham's first free throws. The Pistons were 0 for 3 from the free throw line before that made. Last 5 games against the Bucks, Cade Cunningham, 30 points. He's had 3 30-point games in the last 5. Cunningham's got 7 here tonight so far. 3.5 to play to a cutting Turner to a waiting Cal Kuzma sinks it.
The speed and pace in which Milwaukee is playing on the defensive side is also what you need to do to counter Detroit's physicality and their aggressiveness. Sprint into screens, sprint into actions. On that weak side, you have to be alert. I mean, Cade is always watching, and again, they are a paint team. If you start with your feet closer to the paint, you're going to be in a better position to help your team out on the defensive side.
Kyle Kuzma's got the last 7 points here for Milwaukee. Bobby Portis still hasn't missed a shot yet tonight. There's his first miss. He was 5 for 5 before that shot. Harris, lob play to Duren. There's not many of the lob plays that he's not going to finish.
Right, he gets up on that rim extremely quick.
Ryan Rollins trying to hunt it down. No fear. And bodying up Cade Cunningham to draw the foul. Cunningham second.
And you like to see that with young guys, because normally when they're going against a star, you never really, even though most stars, this isn't a knock on anybody, but most stars, they don't really love playing defense. So the best way to counteract what Cade has been doing, 9 points, 4 boards, and 6 assists, is to sit him down. The best way to do that is with 2 fouls.
Well, and especially when Cade's got a couple inches on him. You know, he weighs in at 243 to Ryan's 180. Time for a quick word from Milwaukee Public Museum.
Celebrate the season at Milwaukee Public Museum with candy canes and silver lanes aglow.
So Cade's got a few inches and a few pounds on Ryan, but you know, he didn't bat an eye, went right at him.
It's all about leverage. Leverage, angles, understanding, and he can score.
Eight-point deficit, another backdoor play, and another dunk. Pistons lead the league in dunks.
And can we talk about Duren's ability to pass? I mean, he threw that bounce pass from the top of the key to a cutting point guard. I mean, that's extremely tough and a great skill set to have.
That's a great skill set to have, too.
Hey,
he gets coasting to the right.
He gets downhill with that left hand with decisiveness. I mean, he can score against anybody.
Jaden Ivey making his season debut. The shot won't count. And a foul instead on A.J. Green. His second. And the Pistons will take it out from the sideline with under 2 minutes to play. Cade Cunningham. Better three-point shooter here tonight, 2 of 3.
We shouldn't have said anything about it.
His catch and shoot threes, which that was, he was only 3 of 24. Ryan Rollins gets a technical foul. Thought he was fouled, had some things to say to the crew chief, Tyler Ford, and he slapped him with a tech.
I understand his frustration. That could have easily been Cade's 3rd foul. I mean, he was in the restricted. He didn't go straight up. There was contact. I don't love the tech call, but as a player, you got to understand, try not to put yourself in those situations. But, you know, I'm not going to be the pot calling the kettle black. I had my fair share of those.
The frustration, technicals.
Few of them.
Well, the free throw makes it a 10-point deficit. Here's Cade Cunningham. Jaden Ivey for 3. His first three-pointer of the season. He's got 5 points here tonight.
Now, the tendency to Milwaukee is to overreact and panic. You know, you want to stay with the law of averages and the numbers. You know, they're shooting the 3-ball very well against the zone, but it's been very effective for you all season long.
Bobby's missed his last 2 shots after starting out perfect for the night. A perfect 5 for 5. He's got no points here in the second quarter. The tip to Ryan Rollins inside a minute left to play in the first half. Rollins driving. Over to A.J. Green. Above the break 3, not there. Pistons basketball. Shot clock still in play. Ivy to take it out.
Two-for-one opportunities gone. So Milwaukee, you just want to make sure you're solid and finish with this rebound.
Harris spins. Everyone doing a little bit of something here for the Pistons, it feels like, in the first half. Harris has got 6 points. Cunningham, the game's leading scorer, with his 15. Ryan Rollins in the box. It looks like they're going to hold for one shot. But Asar Thompson has other ideas. Another pick for 2. And it's a 17-point deficit at the half. The Bucks at one point had a brief lead, but Detroit ends it on an 8-0 run to end the quarter. Coming up at the half, powered by UW Credit Union. Highlights and stats. Craig Kashan's got you covered there. And then Melanie Ricks has you covered with an interview with Pete Dominguez here at the half. Well, there is a reason the Detroit Pistons have won 11 straight, are 13-2. And the tops in the East here so far, and we're seeing it. They put up 69 points and have a 17-point lead over the Bucks. Credit Union, here for every you.
Our halftime coaches interview is brought to you by Freighted and the Medical College of Wisconsin. I'm here with Bucks assistant coach Pete Dominguez. Coach, a 17-point deficit at the half. What do you want to see from your guys coming out of this break?
We got to match their physicality on both sides of the ball. They really hurt us the last 4 minutes of that second quarter, but I thought we did some positive things. As long as we match their physicality, I think we'll be fine in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, our Toyota leading scorers. Bobby Portis, all 14 points in the first quarter. Right behind him is Kyle Kuzma. Those are the 2 in double figures. Kate Cunningham is the only one in double figures for the Pistons, but then right behind him, there's about 8 guys who have scored 6 or more points. So really kind of spreading it out here for the Pistons. We're talking about starters. We're talking about guys off the bench. All right, so if you're the Bucks, how do you attack the Pistons and the 17-point deficit here systematically in the third quarter?
You got to start with protecting the ball. If they're going to pressure my guard, I have to get a pressure release. I have to have either a big, somebody has to set a screen to free up rounds to get downhill, and you immediately have the advantage. And in the half court, you know they're going to put pressure on you again. If you can execute through that pressure, you're going to have a man advantage on the backside, and then you have to continue to make .5 reads, shoot, pass, drive, be very decisive.
Well, the Pistons will get the first possession. They come in with a 13-2 overall record, the best in the East. It's had the 6th most man games lost, illness to injury, and they're still finding ways to win, getting healthier. Duran spinning off of Miles Turner, count the bucket. What a way to start the third quarter for them.
And initially got the stop. You know, Miles, they read the reaction, or they read the action, reacted great. Got the initial stop, but you can't relax. You can't let up.
This month, that guy is averaging about 24 points and shooting 70% from the field. Now, most of all of his points are coming in the restricted area. But still, you got to convert them.
And you got to get there. And he's great at rim running and rolling. But what people don't really understand, and they're starting to see more, is he can put the ball on the deck and manufacture his own shot within certain confines of the offense.
Rollins penetrating and finding a cutting Kyle Kuzma, which we have seen this year. Those cuts are his strength.
Playing off the ball is something that Kuz has always been able to do. The emergence of Ryan Rollins' passing and playmaking ability definitely fits well with the 2 of them.
We got a foul call on the driving Cade Cunningham. It's the second team foul here for the Bucks. And the foul goes against Miles Turner, his first.
And you ask what things that Milwaukee can do. Also, stay in front of your man. You know, it's easier said than done, but you have to find a way to make sure that you are between your man and the basket. Cannot allow guys like Cade angles. You know, Cade is going to get there, but you have to make it more and more difficult.
How about the fact that J.B. Bickerstaff shared with the media the pregame that Cade Cunningham was the guy who brought up the fact that they have lost to the Bucks 13 straight times. JB had said, I didn't even have to bring it up. It was Cade that brought it up to the team here today.
And that's ownership. That's what you want to see. Your best player taking ownership, your best player embracing, you know, what hasn't been good, and we have an opportunity here to fix that.
Miles Turner gets clipped a little bit, but JB Bickerstaff loves that kind of player ownership. And what a job he has done just in year number 2 with the Pistons. Obviously some success here with the Cavs. He certainly has a style that he likes to play to.
It's a very remarkable turnaround. I mean, I remember those in my years. Pistons weren't traditionally very good, but you know, here they are, top of the East.
And a walking violation. Yeah, the 11-game win streak. I mentioned that they would be 2 off of the franchise record of 13 straight. That's happened a couple other times, and those couple of teams actually ended up winning the NBA title in Motown.
That's a pretty good omen for them then, isn't it?
The runner for Ryan Rollins, Bobby Portis, cleanup job. His first points is the first quarter.
And even though Rollins did not score that, he had a hand in it by being decisive. He made the big come over and rotate, and that's what you want to see. You see, they go for the shot block, and that's what the bigs are taught. Follow your man.
Yeah, but Harris has the answer with the three-pointer. Yeah, that shot by Ryan is more in his shot profile. A quiet first half, though, for Ryan. Kuz misses a 3. The Bucks have only shot 23 pointers here so far. 40%, 8 of 20. And finding a way, Jalen Duren once again.
They're really exercising that high-low, that screen, getting Cade downhill and passing it back up to the top with a duck in. If they're going to continue to do that, the entry pass has to be more difficult. There has to be pressure put on the ball so that pass cannot get there as easily as it is.
Miles Turner in and out. The Bucks being outscored 10-4 here to start this third quarter. Cade Cunningham just trying to find his shot, and again, Doc Rivers calls another timeout. He's had to call 4 timeouts here so far to try to stop some runs here by the Pistons, and calls another one to stop this latest Piston run. Cunningham leading all scorers right now with his 19 points.
I mean, he can do it in a variety of different ways. Get all the way to the rim for himself, get all the way to the rim for his teammates. I mean, this is the only knock that you have on him is his three-point shooting, and he said forget all that tonight. He's going to go 2 for 3. But I mean, he's just a tremendous player. Speaking of tremendous players, look at all 3 of these guys.
Yeah, one of 3 guys, you know, Luka and Joker being the other 2 to average 27 or more points, 9 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds here this year. You thought Cade Cunningham was good last season. He was an all-star, averaging about 26 points, career highs in scoring, assists, games played, minutes played, three-point shooting percentage. A lot of those numbers are up even this year for him.
He's embracing the responsibility of greatness.
Bobby's struggling after that bucket, and leaves open a wide open Duncan Robinson. And Doc Rivers was asking for a stoppage of play. You know, that is legal for officials to do if a player is hurting like the way that Bobby is. Especially after a made bucket, you're not stopping a transition look.
Yeah, no, that's
All right, so we'll take a timeout. 84-58 as they tend to Bobby here on the court. With a nice exchange with Bobby Portis, apologizing for the inadvertent contact, and it's good to see Bobby back out there.
Yeah, it is. It's never what you want right there. It's not pleasant.
So we play on. A few minutes here into the third quarter. Andre Jackson Jr., who got some first half time, considerable first half time, played 10 minutes of the first half. And a reach-in foul against Thompson.
But I like the effort right there to take the pressure off of Rollins, let Jackson bring the ball up the court to initiate, saves time, and now we got a foul on Thompson.
Credit, they're making Ryan Rollins work for it. Now an offensive foul call. And they're also going to go to the monitor since there was contact made to the face.
The offensive foul is under review to see if he meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
So again, it's a wind-up, a follow-through, potential for injury. Those are all the things that the officials will look at.
And that's one of the benefits of pressure. Constant pressure, you become an irritant. You know, nobody wants to deal with it. I know I was definitely an irritant to a lot of people for 15 years. So, I mean, you got to be able to keep your composure in situations like that.
You took a lot of elbows, too.
Definitely. A whole lot of them. A lot not called either.
Right. And Pat Connaughton, I think, led the league in getting hit in the face.
For sure did.
Now look at Doc's reaction. He knew it. And so how do you, like, if you're Ryan, I mean, you have been the irritator, the defensive irritator. I mean, put yourself in Ryan's shoes.
Rollins lifts and makes contact with his tricep, but nothing unnecessary or excessive. Therefore, it's just a common foul and an offensive foul. Detroit will inbound the ball in the backcourt.
All right, so that's good because there would have been a free throw.
I like that, Tyler. I like that. I like that.
But put yourself in Ryan's shoes, and you've been there before. How do you handle, you know, that pressure and the irritants that he's facing here tonight?
You almost have to lean into it. Rather than trying to fight it and resist it, he's going to pressure. That's what he's going to do. How can I find a way to get him to lean a certain direction with this pressure so I can counter it somewhere else? And in that instance, it's going to be time. It's going to be repetitions. Like, being heating up like that, he's going to have to get used to that. And he'll learn tricks as the season goes on and his career goes on.
Well, this is the kind of attention that you get when you're option number one, which Ryan Rollins has become in the games without Giannis here this year.
And not only option number one, producing as an option number one. Like, if you take away Ryan Rollins, and you have a very, very good chance of beating the Milwaukee Bucks.
Well, Tobias Harris and this Detroit Pistons team is shooting really well from three, well above their percentages. 57% tonight. They shoot about 35% for the season.
Gotta love the NBA, right?
Yeah, right. Eddie Jacks finding Miles Turner. Those are his first points of the game. Coming in the third quarter with about 8 minutes to play in the quarter.
And I like this with the two bigs right now. You have to have somebody having constant pressure on the rim. With Bobby's ability to shoot, Miles' ability to shoot, you should always be able to have somebody at the paint and at the rim, or at the paint and on the three, putting pressure on Detroit's defense.
Converts on the three-point play. Coming in, driving, and all kinds of traffic, and the Bucks get him.
That's very good hands right there.
Miles does a good job. Slipped a little bit there on the floor. Here comes Miles Turner through traffic. He's got the last 5 points.
And you want to see that. You can't shy away from contact. You can't shy away from the paint. Even though they're physical, we heard Coach talk at the end of the half that you want to meet their physicality.
Yeah, 12 three-point makes. They average about 11 three-point makes for the game. They're already above that here in the third quarter with plenty of time still to play. 12 of 20 here tonight so far for 60% from three. Through the hands of Miles Turner, and it's turnover number 10.
Just seem a little disconnected at times. And what I would love if you feel that you're not in a 0.5 read, you catch yourself holding the ball, then you can come off of it and go sprint into a blur screen. Give yourself up, put pressure on the rim by rolling. Just create vacuums and space for your teammates to then play.
Cunningham. Pass to Turn, one of his rare misses there. Cole Anthony driving. Gets blocked by Stewart. And Cade tosses it away. Crowd of green jerseys. Here comes A.J. Green. Miles Turner up top. Yeah, all he needed was to get the one bucket. He's got 8 straight points.
Sometimes, as a shooter, you just got to see one go in. Doesn't matter which way that it happens. For him, it was 2 tough buckets inside.
And Duran spinning. Wow, it's just like a dancing pair.
I mean, his ability to handle the ball in tight space. This is a few times that we've seen this now one-on-one with Miles, where he's gotten that advantage, that angle. I mean, he's just adding to his game every single season.
It's 3 on Turner. And so Jericho Sims now will check in. Another big body. As Bobby Portis checks out, Miles and Jericho, the 2 big bodies that will stay in here for the Bucks. Jalen Duran last year averaged just about 12 points per game and about 10 rebounds per game. His averages have doubled with his points, almost 21 points that he's averaging this year, and about 12 rebounds as well.
You put the work in the offseason, and it's good to see young guys putting in that work and seeing it pay off.
Ajax for 3.
Talk about work and pay off. You know, that was one thing that was a limit for him, was 3-point shooting. And when he can do that, I mean, what he does on the defensive side, energy and tangibles, he can be a big asset to this team.
Andre Jackson Jr.'s first 3-point make of the season on just his 2nd attempt of the season. And making the most of the added minutes that he's got. Remember, he started 40 games last year and then barely saw the court at the end of the season. Push shot there for Ajax.
Well, credit to him keeping his head, continuing to work, and whenever your moment is called on, whenever you're called on, that's when you have to go perform. This is a professional league.
Double team coming. Cade Cunningham spins away from it. And the Bucks nearly give it right back. They'll take it out from the sideline.
I like the idea. When you stop Detroit, more often than not, they're going to have multiple bodies in that paint, allowing you to get out in transition. But we cannot be casual with the basketball. There's a few times that Cole has been casual, which is a little bit out of character for him. I would like to see him with his speed just attack and get downhill and get something easy.
The Bucks have given it up 10 times here in this game. Jericho couldn't quite get it, saves it, finds Miles Turner, who's having himself the last few minutes of the 3rd quarter.
That's like
He's
a big
awoken.
tight end red zone catch right there by Jericho, and a great find for Miles Turner. Sees one go in, sees a few more.
And just like that, Miles Turner, 11 points. Karis LeVert is checked in. Bucks knock it away. The 9th turnover by the Pistons. A.J. Green from up top, and A.J. has his 4th 3-point make.
A.J.'s been aggressive, started this game. When they're decisive, when Milwaukee's decisive and they're attacking, they're shooting the ball, they're catching the ball, or they're driving the ball and passing it, they're giving themselves an opportunity to score, making those kickouts. And in situations like this, off the ball, set a good screen. when you're playing against a tough defensive team that plays sticky defense, physical defense, you have to give yourself up and be physical on screens. You have to give yourself up and be aggressive on your cuts, cut with pace and purpose. And when they do that, they're able to score.
The Bucks still have a ton of work to do, but it's felt much better. In large part, Miles Turner has come alive. 11 points all in this quarter, but 11 points in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And remember, he had 0 points in the first half. Can't win a basketball game when Miles Turner doesn't score a point.
No,
in my opinion.
It makes it very difficult. But some of it's on him, some of it's on the rest of the team. You know, finding him, making sure that he's in those situations. But he can change a game with his energy and his athleticism, just getting up and down and rim running, and be that person in the paint where it's like, hey, give me this ball. You know, he's a lob threat, he's a three-point threat. He can really impact this team.
We've seen some different rotations here tonight. Andre Jackson Jr. getting some more playing time. Jericho Sims, his minutes are up. And the Bucks out of that timeout force, he had another turnover. It's 9 turnovers here for the Pistons. They give it right back. The Bucks with 11 turnovers. Staying in that zone. The Pistons trying to unlock it and count the three-pointer and a potential 4-point play. A killer for momentum.
I mean, everything about that is you started getting momentum, you get a stop, you give it back, and not only do you give up a 3, a chance for 4. I mean, that's just attention to detail. Great off-ball action, understanding that Detroit is going to load up. Great screens on the backside, freeing AJ, and AJ doesn't need much room, doesn't need much space.
Cade Cunningham above the break 3. You know, when I was prepping for this game and I saw that Cade was struggling from 3 and the Pistons weren't necessarily great from 3, you're thinking, you know what? Sometimes those trends change against the Bucks. I felt like those might be 2 categories that might change tonight. We're seeing that.
You know what? I couldn't stand those moments in those games where you're like, all right, this team, they don't do this well, they don't do this well, they don't do that well. And you go in, you have this perfect game plan.
And then they're doing this.
And then what do? They do
the exact opposite, right? Of the percentages and the numbers. And sometimes there are nights like that.
Right, exactly. One thing I would always try to tell my teams and my teammates is like, hey, look, we got to look at law of averages. Like, okay, they're hot. How are they getting these threes? Is it them or is it us? Like, obviously they're making the shot, but are we allowing them to shoot shots that they don't normally get? You know, and you have to take the onus. And sometimes, hey, they are where they are right now. They've had 14. You got to find a way to shut the water off.
Yeah, but 14 threes with 61% accuracy. I mean, what's your answer for tonight? Is it the Pistons making the shots?
They're making. It's a little bit of everything. And three-point shooting is, as we just saw with Miles, can tie hand in hand with just comfort and rhythm. He hit 2 layups, and now he's making 2 threes. And they started out early, turning Milwaukee over, getting layups and scoring. But yeah, you're just going to start feeling good when you see that ball go. That's what they can't do, is continue to give them opportunities to shoot more threes.
Added possessions, added shot attempts. Actually, it's interesting. The Bucks have shot 4 more three-point attempts than the Pistons here tonight, and only 2 fewer shot attempts overall than the Pistons. Jaden Ivey, season debut, high arcing shot. Those are the things that he can do, and the Pistons have been so good without Ivey. Now they're getting healthier with Harris back and Ivey back here tonight.
I mean, depth is crucial in this league because we know how injuries are, we know how hot streaks can be. You know, for Detroit to get those 2 guys back, I mean, you're seeing it right now, what they can do.
A loose ball foul. It's the 4th team foul. inside 2 minutes. It's the second on Stewart. Gary Trent Jr. will check in. He's only played 7 minutes tonight. GT2 has. No points, and he's only taken the 1 shot. He's gone with a bigger lineup here tonight. More minutes for Sims, more minutes for Andre Jackson Jr. Well, Anthony loses it. Pistons have 7 steals, 6 blocks. You name it. And Gary Trent Jr.'s first personal.
Yeah. Would love that one to not get called. I mean, especially with how physical this game has been. But you know, you check in the game. You haven't played as many minutes as you normally would. Teams are typically going to go at you.
Time for a quick word from Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Here at Potawatomi Sportsbook, we work as a team. We celebrate every play, and we make the tough calls. Go with the cheese curds. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
This is going to be a tough stretch. Everybody knows it. Without Giannis, 1 to 2 weeks out with the left adductor strain. 37% of the scoring comes from Giannis, and Kevin Porter Jr. also out. Giannis accounting for 37% of the scoring. That's the tops in the league. 35% usage rate. That's second most in the league. Bucks got to find different ways to score the basketball without Giannis. Andre Jackson Jr. the kick out to Ryan Rollins. You can stamp that.
That's good offense right there. He didn't, you know, AJ, he didn't panic in the one-on-one situation. He drove, forced the help, which you know Detroit is going to do, and he finds his teammate.
You know, Taurean Prince still out indefinitely with the herniated disc in his neck. And Rollins gives it up last second. Gary Trent Jr. comes back to get it inside the paint, his first 2.
And hopefully that gets him going, because he's a microwave. He sees one go in, he starts getting some energy. Maybe we can draw a foul on a legal screen or something like that, get the crowd going. That's when he's at his best.
Jaden Ivey. The Pistons get it right back. Just when you think you shut them down, Ron Holland gets you from behind.
They're just relentless, and they come in waves. They all understand the assignment is to make you uncomfortable, and they're executing it right now.
Ron Holland the second, the 5th overall pick in 2024. And the foul call against Holland. It's against Holland, his second. It's the Pistons team like Holland, where they've had several first-round draft picks in the last few years. We talked about some of the veteran leadership that you have. You have like a guy like Tobias Harris, and you sprinkle that around the #1 overall pick and Kate Cunningham, and you build some first-round draft picks and some talent and some belief, and then you put a guy like J.B. Bickerstaff as the head coach. All of a sudden you got a Detroit Pistons team that believes in themselves, that's playing very confidently and has the best record in the East.
And they have an identity. They know who they are. They know what they have to do to win. And when you have a young team and you see success early, and especially when, you know, whatever you're practicing and whatever you're preaching is paying off, that's sometimes the best thing for a young team.
Well, the third quarter is complete. I'll tell you what, the Pistons are 10-0 when they have led after the third quarter. I'd say it's about time for the Bucks to end that trend. Coming up, it's the fourth quarter, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. 104, first 5 shots, has 18 points, 14 of those Coming in the first quarter, Cade Cunningham approaching his averages and perhaps starting his campaign here for MVP. Quarter-to-quarter scoring. The Pistons have outscored the Bucks every single quarter. I mentioned that they are a perfect 10-0 this year when they've left after 3 quarters. Wesley Matthews, Lisa Byington, Melanie Ricks with you. We start the fourth quarter and the first meeting of 4 in the regular season between the Pistons and the Bucks. Good ball movement leads to an open shot for Gary Trent Jr., but that's the way things have been going.
I like the action, though. A quick roll, an aggressive roll allows the defense to sink into the paint, find an open shooter.
Ryan Rollins triples up, 3-pointer, in and out! Oh! But the Ajax are going to wave it off. Still in the cylinder. I've missed that Ajax.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Doc is going to use his second challenge.
I thought he would, live, it looked like he was waiting on it.
Milwaukee has taken a timeout to challenge a ruling of basket interference.
Now, one of the 3 things that you can challenge, goaltending, basket interference is one of them. We'll take a look at it. We'll be back.
Here, the replay center has determined the ball was in the cylinder at the time the ball was touched. Therefore, it is basket interference. The challenge is unsuccessful. Milwaukee will be charged a timeout. They do not have any further challenges in the game.
All right, so this is from the replay center. Man. Oh, wow.
What is this? It's like Wimbledon. Ball's in or out.
It's AI.
Crazy.
It's everywhere.
Hold on a second. Okay.
Well,
I guess.
When you look at it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to review everything then.
That's right. Computer generated. We don't need the naked eye or human evaluation anymore with anything, Wesley.
Not at all. It's scary, right?
It's very,
say everything is AI.
Very scary. Your job and my job's up for grabs.
You know? You're not replaceable, though.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, the Bucks are out of challenges. They would have been out of challenges anyhow. That was the second and final challenge for Doc Rivers.
Still time. Still time. Don't have to play hero ball quite yet, but Milwaukee has to play with force. Have to play downhill. Have to be very decisive. And on the other side, do a better job of limiting paint touches and rebound the ball.
Short-handed. This is going to be a bad stretch to face the Pistons about 3 times. They get them December 3rd and December 6th again. I don't know how healthy the Bucks are going to be with these matchups. They're trailed by 20. Runner, Ryan Rollins.
There's still some good things to take away, even in some of our worst losses that I've had. Like, you still learn something. And it's the NBA. It's a lot of times, a lot of seasons, a lot of games.
Speaking of losses, weren't you on the last time that the Pistons beat
Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe
back in 2022?
Maybe that, is it me?
And since that, it's not you.
Oh, God.
But that is the last time that the Pistons beat the Bucks was here on this floor. I remember the game.
I do too. Shout out
Sadiq Bey
Sadiq
had
Bey.
like 1,000 points.
Yeah, it felt like it. Shout out Sadiq Bey. He's recovering from his injury, and he works hard.
The Bucks break up the pass. Oh, look at Gary Harris going to work. Gary Harris, putty bucket and one.
Okay, vet. Maybe that's what it takes right there. But that's just activity. Seeing the ball, not giving up on the play, playing with intensity, playing with aggression. Great finish. Young Gary was turning that over, though. Young Gary was for sure dunking that.
Gary Harris just with 4 minutes here tonight. Like I said, they've gone a little bit bigger. And 16 minutes to Sims, 20 minutes to Jackson. And just 4 minutes to Harris and 10 minutes to Gary Trent Jr. some aggressive point of attack defending here from Ajax.
And I like this. Make Duren, don't let him just see the pass. Make him have to do something prior to just standing there and passing the ball.
Definitely. The two tried to be disruptors, and Cade Cunningham responds.
It's always nice when you have an X factor. How good of defense you play. Someone can do something, you know, and make something happen for you. And that was great defense right there.
Rollins gets double teamed. And trying to find Sims. Gary Trent Jr. corner shot, corner make.
And you can see when you're able to get off of the double team, when you're able to get the ball out of a dangerous place, Detroit is very vulnerable on the backside.
Pistons turn it over. A little bit of daylight here for the Bucks. The Bucks trailed by as many as 29 here tonight. And an offensive foul against Sims.
I don't know how much I agree with the call there, but that action is what Milwaukee needs, and even faster. When you're down, you got to get into this scramble type of play a little bit quicker, cause indecision, make communication difficult for Detroit. Don't let them just stand there and load up on it.
Well, Ajax is going to body up Cade as much as the officials will let him. Gary Harris switches off on him. Oh boy. There's that strength.
He reminds me so much of one of my favorite teammates and one of my favorite players, Brandon Roy. I mean, two different positions, but as you can see, Ajax, tremendous defender, athleticism. Gary Harris, smart, strong, knows what he's doing on the defensive side. Both of those guys did everything in their power to speed him up. And at no point did Cade look flustered. At no point was he going out of his body. He stayed at his pace, his tempo, and now he's at the line to convert a three-point play.
A couple of years ago, he had a rod in his left leg. He had shin surgery to his left shin, had to miss the year, dealt with all kinds of injuries really at the beginning of his career. Finished 7th last season in the MVP voting. Off the one leg, Ryan Rollins off balance. Rollins has got 16.
I like the decisiveness on that. Comes off, sees space, it's shot.
Fake. Allen to second. And Rollins didn't know if he wanted to pass or shoot. It's his own miss. And they just tip it away. About 10 steals. Oh! And a foul call on Ajax, but nearly caught it.
They called a foul.
Ooh. Wow.
That
looks like a lot of
incredible
ball.
basketball play right there.
Wow.
Yeah. I think the official would take that one back if they could. No give up on the play right here. Just two athletes meeting at the rim. Ajax, that's a great play. That's how you earn minutes.
Yeah, I've missed these Ajax highlights.
That's how you earn minutes.
Rasheed Wallace was a one-time Piston. The ball don't lie on some plays. Gary Harris, the Jericho Sims. Ajax fakes the pass, handoff. Ryan Rollins quickly closes the door on him. 4 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Ryan Rollins off the mark. Andre Jackson Jr. slipping in and at least trying to keep that alive.
But even that, there wasn't much sticking. The ball Was going from one side, didn't have a shot. Okay, now it comes to you. Dribble handoff. Okay, I don't have it. Okay, it comes to you. Dribble handoff. The constant movement of the Detroit's defense is where you can find gaps and find opportunities to score. Again, if you just stand there and you try to attack one-on-one, or you're thinking, or you're all of those things, they're just going to continue to shrink and pressure.
Yeah, spreading them out eliminates the length, right, defensively.
Exactly.
Of this Piston basketball team. Ryan Rollins, Ajax for three is short. We got a loose ball foul. And I feel like at some point there's going to be some sort of scrum involving that guy, Isaiah Stewart, when he plays the Bucks. And look at the bottom of your screen between Sims and Stewart. It's Stewart's third personal. He had the flagrant 2 against Giannis. Ryan Rollins not there. 1 for 4 from 3 for Ryan, and a kickball.
That's a tough possession right there. I mean, everybody in Detroit is watching you. You take a sidestep 3. It's in his toolbox. Don't get me wrong. But those one of those you've had some success making the move, going east to west and then north to south.
There's probably a lot of good tape for Ryan Rollins to digest here tonight.
Absolutely.
Open look for Harris. And his return after missing the last 9 games, and Tobias Harris has 15 points. This team has hit 15 threes. A quick trigger from Ryan.
These are those tough times as a player. You don't want to look at the scoreboard. You continue to play hard. You know the game plan, but sometimes it just feels like there's just not much you can do about it. And, you know, there's times where, like you said, this is pretty out of character for Detroit to shoot 55% from the 3. 64 from the 2, you can understand that, but that's a little bit on you. That's a little bit on you as a team. You know that's what they want to do. You know they're not necessarily a 3-point shooting team. You got to tip your hat to them. At the same time, you still have to find ways to compete and take that away.
The runner for Ajax gets his own miss. Ajax got that quick bounce.
He's a quick jumper.
I'm missing it. Oh, Jericho Sims push shot. It's out of his normal range.
Not a
normal
dunk,
range
not
is
a
the law
dunk.
play.
Say not a dunk.
That's one way of saying it. All right, 6 minutes left to play. Here's Ryan. Looking to read the play, steps it back to his 6 to shoot. There's his 3-pointer he's been hunting down.
As I was saying, it's in his wheelhouse. He can take that shot, absolutely. That time he gets a switch, as the matchup he likes, raises up.
19 points for Ryan Rollins, who's been averaging almost 30. We showed you his numbers when we came on the air, and 3 full games without Giannis, averaging nearly 30 points and nearly 10 assists per game. He goes for another 3, well short. Duncan Robinson in and out, one of the rare misses. Now 15 of 29. Ryan with the ball, you see his numbers there on your screen. And the 3 full games without Giannis, really impressive. And only about 2 turnovers too. Gary Trent Jr., his second 3-pointer.
And again, that's what you can file away for Milwaukee playing against Detroit. They are going to put 2 on the ball more often than not. So when you do that, you got to look opposite. Ajax did that right there. Gary Trent's able to knock it down.
It's Big West and big checks, I write those. Few zeros in the back, not a typo. My flow's Alaska, I'm ice cold. I'm a star in the dark world, light show. Run up, tell me what you gon' do. Wonder, do they know the whole truth? Been a beast and I still go. I'ma kick it out the park like a field goal. Don't you know I'm running?
Well, our privileged and memorable moments tonight, we could use far less of those Kate Cunningham moments. But look, coming out of that timeout, okay, trailing by 16, 4:47 left to play. What's the conversation like?
I mean, the NBA game is so long that you have to break it up. In huddles and timeouts like that, you're looking at this like, okay, we got to win these 2 minutes. If we can make this a 10-point game with 2 minutes left to play, maybe they tighten up from the three-point line. Maybe they miss some of those shots that they have been making, and we rely on our home crowd. We definitely don't want to come out and foul and put them at the free throw line. But even still, if we can make this a 10-point game, mentality-wise, we still feel that we have a chance.
It's the third personal on Gary Harris. His money's worth, 3 personals in 10 minutes. Puts Tobias Harris at the free throw line. Time for a quick word from Gruber Law Offices.
After a serious crash, call the team you can trust. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Bucks will take any missed free throws they'll get. Going into that timeout, an 8-0 run in about 90 seconds for the Bucks. It's a 17-point deficit with 4.5 left to play. Ajax with the rescreen. And Rollins, not enough daylight to pull the trigger. Here's Gary Harris. Here's Ryan, above the break. And Ryan Rollins now with 3 3-pointers and another 20-point game.
And the mentality stays the same. How can we get down 10 with 2 minutes to go? We got to win this 2 minutes. Pressure, smart, no fouls.
But you don't want that.
You don't want that.
That was not on the menu to be ordered for the Bucks.
I didn't say any of that. I said pressure, smart, no fouls. Not
Duncan.
Duncan
I didn't hear
Robinson.
you say anything about a Duncan Robinson three.
Zero about Duncan Robinson in the three.
Ryan Rollins now 20 points, 5 of the last 6 games. Gives it up. Andre Jackson Jr. has played some valuable minutes. Boy, transition look.
I know he's on the other team. I mean, the skill of that, to come down as a big man, shuffle pass with the left off the bounce in traffic. I mean, that's a pretty much unguardable situation.
It's appreciating a good basketball play. That's all that is. That's a tough basketball play. A tough 2 to get for Ryan Rollins.
As was that. And this matchup is only going to make him better. I mean, when he's going up against this elite talent, this is a situation that he may have not found himself in without the injury to Giannis. And so it's only going to get him better.
Ajax, good body control and good finish. Andre Jackson Jr. playing 28 minutes and counting. He's got 6 points here tonight and a timeout here for the Pistons. .125 to 108. 2:22 left to play here at Fiserv Forum. We will take a timeout.
Right, just over 2 minutes to go. We're getting set for Bucks Live postgame presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Great start in this one for Bobby Portis in that first quarter, and he thought maybe the Bucks had a chance to stop that streak, but boy, the motorcade Cunningham coming to town, and right now Detroit trying to wrap up their 12th consecutive victory. Bucks running into the hottest team in the league, to say the least. We'll hear from Doc Rivers as well and get you set for the final leg of this homestand. Bucks looking for a win on Monday night as Portland comes to town, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. We talked about the streaks. One of these was going to be broken Either the 11-game win streak still looking good for J.D. Bickerstaff to go to 12, and the Bucks 13 straight wins against the Pistons. The longest active streak they have against any opponent. That's what's in jeopardy here. 2 minutes and some change left to play, 125 to 108. And some substitutions being made. It looks like the white flag is being waved here by the Bucks staff. Pete Nance has checked in, Thanasis, Amir Coffey.
TA's always going to find his way to interject himself in the game, isn't he? Never shy of physicality.
It's worth staying for the final 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
You hear that ovation?
Bucks fans, if you ever miss a live game, you can catch up. Just download the FanDuel Sports Network app, and you have a choice between 5, 10, or 15-minute condensed games. Just download the FanDuel Sports Network today and take your pick. Well, that 13-game win streak in this series, as we talked about, was something that the Pistons were well aware of. And Cade Cunningham vocalized it at shoot-around here today with his teammates. It's time to end that streak. It's just a matter of moments the Pistons will do that. Thanasis up fake. He gets the reverse to fall.
I mean, they came on and played like they knew that there was they were on the wrong side of a streak.
Yeah. All the young ones understand that. They've lived it, even in their short time here in the league. We got the first free throws of the season for Thanasis.
All net. Good shot, TA.
Two for two.
Did you get MVP chance? I heard like 3 MVPs.
One of the most popular players. Who averages about a minute.
And 3 finds a way to get 3 fouls in that too.
That's right. He's already at 2. 2 free throws, 2 fouls, 1 minute of play for Thanasis. It's quite the stat line. And Paul Reed makes good on the first. Mark Sears getting some time, and we'll check out Andre Jackson Jr. Jax played 29 minutes, had 5 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, and 6 points.
I mean, he was very impactful for Milwaukee in his minutes. Brought a lot of energy, some things that he can definitely build on.
If you pick and choose your spots and in certain matchup situations for Ajax, I still believe he can play a role. Pete Nance, he's a bucket getter. I'll tell you what, he doesn't waste any time. Actually had his career high against the Pistons in the season finale last year, if you remember it. He started, it was the Pat Connaughton game.
That's right.
7
that was like a 40
different
ball
players,
for Pat, right?
Yeah, he did 43. 7 different players actually had a career high in that game between the Pistons and the Bucks.
Sorry, PC, I didn't mean to short you 3 points, man.
It's another bucket getter. Mark Sears doesn't waste any time. All right, so the Bucks can learn what lessons in particular tonight?
You have to meet force with force. You can't just dance with the ball, and you have to be ready every single night. I mean, teams play with aggression, teams play with energy.
Oh, Thanasis!
Just like that.
Meet him at the summit, he's gonna get you. Amir Coffey. These final 5 are putting on a show for those who stayed at Fiserv Forum.
but just little things. How to deal with pressure, pressure release situations. And I just think this is going to be a tremendous game for Rounds to learn, like, as the lead guard, to get that lead guard attention, that full court pressure. And now you know how to pick it apart next time you see it.
They'll get their chance, as I talked about. Next up, a December 3rd meeting in Milwaukee against this Piston team. And then December 6th in Detroit. And so 129 to 116 is the final. The Pistons snapped that 13-game win streak that the Bucks had against them. Bobby Portis had 18 points, 14 of them coming in the first quarter. Ryan Rollins leading the way with his 24 points. And the Bucks fall to 8-9 overall on the season, and the Pistons improve to 14-2. For Wesley Matthews, I'm Lisa Bynes and Melanie Ricks on the sideline for us. Brent Reeland's our producer. John Walsh is our director, and the home crew here at Five Serve Forum. Thanks to our crew at FanDuel Sports Network, Tom Crean and Craig Kashan will wrap things up here with Bucks Live coming up next.